Oh, good.
We're going chasing.
Hello there, and welcome to...
We're going chasing.
Hello, now, and welcome to...
We're going chasing.
Now, we have a lot on the agenda, lads, so we'll cut the chase and get straight down to the business.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the We're Going Chasing Cheltenham Countdown series. I'm joined here by Paddy Aspel tonight to go through the Triumph Hurdle. Paddy, how are you?
Good form, Killian. How's yourself?
Not too bad now, getting through these. So it's you're the next guest we've had in. We've gone through a good few of the races now so far, and delighted to have you in for the Triumph Hurdle, the Arkle and the Turners. So Triumph is out on the 22nd and then 23rd, 24th for the Arkle and the Turners. So we'll dive right in then, Paddy. Sir Gino, he's tops the market 8-11. Margeborough for Willie and JP is 7-1. Kargese 7-1. Stormheart 12s. 16s for Salver and Burnett Road, and then Bunting is 20s and bigger the rest. It looks like Sir Gino is going to be one of the bankers of the week, Paddy. Do you think he's going to win this?
Well, it's looking that way, isn't it? I mean, I think the festival this year, Killian, is going to be very top heavy with very, very skimpy favourites, isn't it? I think most people know the anti-post market now is just about dead, isn't it? So you've got to plan your bets well in advance and stick to it, I think, because me personally, I'm very little interest in anti-post now. And sure, where would you be going anti-post with the guesswork that's involved as well? But I mean, Sir Gino, and what we've seen of him so far, he really doesn't fit the bill, really physically as a juvenile, doesn't he? He's absolutely huge. But the number that he did at Cheltenham last time, when he wasn't really even challenged at the business end of the race, it was phenomenal, really. So I mean, that's why he's as short as what he is, and obviously we've got a host of Mullins candidates willing to take him on. I mean, obviously, Salvador Mundi, Willie's done this before, where he has sent horses straight to the festival when they've not even had a start for him, and pretty sure he's had a bit of success in the past. So that would be an interesting one for sure. Kargese got a cracking ride at the DRF. I think people would have to factor that in as well. There was some great jockeyship there by Danny Mullins on the day, but obviously she does get her mare's allowance of the boys here, but I probably wouldn't be against Sir Gino. I mean, the clock doesn't lie. He has looked very, very good, and I mean, he's unbeaten in 3. But I suppose if you were looking outside of him, would possibly be something. I'm gonna say at a huge price here. I thought Liari was maybe one who could run well. He wouldn't be good enough to win a race like this, but he's got a bit of experience now, and he might just go under the radar a little bit. He'd have a bit to find on the numbers as well. But he's for an owner who appears to have invested fairly heavily in the Nichols team this year. They've got some very, very smart horses. So if you were looking maybe for something to hit the frame here at a bit of a price, I thought Liari was pretty overpriced here, round about 33s for the Paul Nichols team.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout there now, Paddy, in fairness. But I think looking at it, it's very hard to be against Sir Gino. I think what he did at Cheltenham was very impressive, and like the Milan Tino did help him that day, like by going as hard as he did. But I think it will something will happen again like that. There usually is one to lead at a strong pace in the Triumph Hurdle usually. But yeah, very hard.
I think the thing, because with Burnett Road that day, he settled a good bit better, and he actually jumped better that day than the time before when he'd won, because he has very little respect for his hurdles. He tends to paddle them, just get his front legs up and paddles them with his hind legs, where he was better that day. But because, not so much the fractions that Sir Gino set, but because he was just such a fast horse that kept going, Burnett Road probably, he's a proper flat horse, just probably didn't stay the last time. I thought he ran his race. I wasn't disappointed in what Burnett Road did. It's just because Sir Gino had such an engine, he just wasn't stopping.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I think the 2 miles on the new course and a really well-run race isn't probably going to suit Burnett Road, to be honest. And like, he's probably a 1.25 mile horse in the flats, so it probably didn't play to his strengths there. But yeah, Sir Gino will be the one for me anyway. And like, at a bigger price, I really like Kargese, but I just I can't see her getting near him, to be honest. I think she will hit the frame though. And she seems to be a good forward juvenile as well. She's similar enough to Gala Marceau, and I'd imagine it'd be the 2.5 mile race over in France for 4-year-olds. It'd be one for her later in the year. But yeah, Sir Gino is going to be very difficult to beat here. So that might just wrap up the Triumph Hurdle. Thanks to Paddy for coming on, and we'll be back again tomorrow with the Arkle and the Turners. Thanks a lot.
It's Honeysuckle and Rachel Blackmore racing through.